Good morning, I'm Robert San. From your wallet to the wider economy, join us as we follow the money. Inflation shows up in little ways like what we eat and where we get our comfort food. And in a tight economy, affordability can be the biggest competitive edge. Our guest this morning built one of the fastest growing food groups in the country on exactly that idea, a 99 peso bowl of ramen. And we now sit down with Lester Pimentel Ong, Chairman and CEO of the Binondo Food Group. It runs Kyu Kyu Ramen, which is hitting 100 stores soon. In his previous life, Lester was a national athlete, stockbroker, and TV director. Good morning, Lester. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Robert. Thank you for having me in your show.
Before that, fun trivia, you told me you're the director of Incognito, one of the fastest growing action series.
Yes.
But before that, how did you get into the restaurant business, Lester, after wearing so many hats?
Actually, I was a stockbroker before. When I finished school, that's my first job. And then there's the Asian financial crisis during the 1997. So I moonlight as a stuntman. And then as a stuntman, I was doing stunts, and then I was exposed to different kind of foods all around the places that I work with in Hong Kong, in China, in Singapore. And then there's a crisis in the film industry also because of the piracy that happened during those times, the late 90s. So I don't have work. And I started family very early. I'm starting a family already that time. I have 2 kids, no work. So I started a very small food business called RBX Rice in a Box. I started it in year 2000.
Yeah, that's quite a popular franchise also. But
Yeah.
let's start with the Kyu Kyu Ramen, Lester. The 99 peso ramen, sometimes affordability, minsan sinasabi nila because it's too cheap, maybe it's not good. But that idea, where did it come from, and what did you see in the market that others kind of missed?
Okay. So during 2017, 2018, there's the wave or trend of ramen in the Philippines. And then it's most of the ramen brands are foreign brand, Japanese brand, that they're selling the ramen for almost 500 pesos per bowl.
Yeah,
very.
Kasi when you talk about
expensive.
ramen before, it's a luxury food item that's for some kind of hard to reach because minsan the prices start at 300, 400, 500 pesos.
Yeah, ramen in the Philippines is a luxury before. But I remembered when I was in Japan as an athlete and working also in the film industry, I remembered ramen is everyday salaryman's meal. So I want to go into that kind of business. So I went to Japan. And then I realized I stayed in Ginza, Tokyo. I walk around. I see during 2018, I see a lot of ramen chain selling their most basic ramen at 500 yen. 500 yen in Ginza that time it's around 220 pesos. So I realized if they can sell 220 pesos value of ramen in Ginza, Japan, that means I can sell 100 peso ramen in the Philippines because we have lower rent, we have lower labor costs, everything is lower. So I see the possibility that time.
But when you look at that price point, people naturally wonder what was compromised in the ingredients. Now, how did you keep the product credible and authentic while bringing the cost down all the way to 99 pesos?
We didn't skimp on the authenticity, and hindi tayo nagtipid doon, authenticity of the product. We made it very authentic, but we made the serving fit to Pinoy. Kasi yung appetite ng Japanese is much more than so the serving is a little bit smaller, like maybe 20% lesser, because yun lang naman din ang sakto sa ng Filipino appetite. That's number 1. Number 2, we made our operations very, very efficient, emulating the Japanese ramen shops. A shop would have 4 to 6 workers, crew. We call them ramen crew. We have them 6 lang. And then the use of real estate is very, very efficient also. We try to emulate the Japanese way of designing the restaurant. Efficiency in real estate, efficiency in labor costs. That's where we were able to
Bring down the price
bring
also.
down the price, not on the cost of the
ingredients or the
ingredients,
authenticity. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, did you begin with the kind of ramen you wanted to serve and work backwards on the price, or did the 99 peso price point shape the actual product?
No, we wanted to have it in as authentic as possible. So we reverse engineer it. How can we say serve this kind of quality ramen at 99 pesos? So what are the areas that we can cut down on? Again, as I told you, we have designed our store to be very small and very efficient. We designed our workforce, our workflow to be very efficient, run by 4 to 6 persons per store. And ramen kasi is fast turnaround. When you go in, you eat a bowl of ramen in 10 to 15 minutes.
That's it.
Max.
Oh.
You're done.
You
go.
Busog ka na.
Yes. So the
Ready to
beauty
go.
of it, yes, the beauty of it, we were able to generate sales close to the big fast food chain.
Okay.
So yung labor cost namin is much lower than what a fast food chain would have, and our size of the store is much smaller also.
Nakatulong ba when you mentioned you also before starting Kyu Kyu Ramen, you also had you started rice in a box,
Yes.
compact ren, very
Yes.
cheap, but then on the go, very fast, turnaround, very efficient. How much of that business helped run this business right now?
Number one, because we have been doing rice in a box for almost 20 years before we started Kyu Kyu Ramen, we have the volume when it comes to sourcing raw materials.
And that brings the
packaging.
cost down.
That
Yeah.
brings the cost down. That's a very, very big game changer for us to be able to sell at 99, because we can source our raw mats very, very low, and we have good business relationship with the suppliers, number one. And then the rice in a box is much smaller pa because it's only 6 to 10 square meters per food stall. And then we run it according to affordability and operational efficiency also. So our experience and learning over the past 20 years, we
You're able to use that.
pass
here.
it down to the
But
QQ
in
brand.
every entrepreneurial journey, when you start a business, there's always a hard part. What was the hardest part in making that model work in the early years when you started the ramen business?
When we started ramen kasi, it's not staple to Filipinos.
Yeah. Sa atin kasi lugaw. So if you compare yung pag dito yung mamura na gusto yung mabilis at mabusog agad, lugaw. Oo.
Lugaw. Actually, walang noodle soup brand na accessible sa Philippines. Kasi when you go to a mall or you go to a commercial space, it's always the big brands. McDonald's, Jollibee, Chowking, Mang Inasal. So walang nagpro-provide nun. So wala sa habit nila yung pagkain ng noodle soup. Actually, we are only one, if not the one, a country in Asia wherein noodle soup is not our staple. Because when you go to Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Hong Kong, China, all our neighbors, Malaysia, lahat noodle soup is the staple. Like pang umaga, pang tanghali, they eat it the whole day. Sa Pilipinas, hindi yun yung staple. Kasi kanin tayo mas kanin. So, naisip ko, is it really that Filipino doesn't like noodles or noodle soup, or wala lang sa market? So nung nag-start kami, medyo mahirap kasi wala siya sa listahan ng puntahan ng kakainin nila tuwing
Noodles marami, nabibili mo, lalagyan mo na ng hot water. But in terms
Instant
of
noodle.
ramen, it's
Yes.
different. Because when you talk about ramen, mahal.
Yes.
Not affordable. So with all the competition around Lester, how are you able to market it in a way na kahit people say it's 99 peso noodle, but it is an authentic ramen that people can enjoy, same as if they go to an expensive ramen restaurant?
Number one, the 99 proposition is something hard to ignore.
Yes.
Kaya 99. Sabi nga nung...
Especially now, everybody's tightening their belts.
Yeah, sabi nung Japanese consultant ko, you can sell it 150, people will still buy it because your ramen is good. Sabi ko, no, I want it to be selling it at 99. Why? Why would you, why'd you pass on the opportunity to earn extra 50 pesos more? Because I wanted to disrupt the market. I want to give a proposition that is hard to ignore.
Yes.
Kasi pag 99 lang, hindi ka sigurado, pero you're willing to
Try it.
And one thing, once they try it, you have to gain their trust immediately
True.
para may sustainability ka. Hindi lang siya fad or hype.
Yes.
So, we make sure the quality is good, the service is good, the eating experience is good in terms of our restaurant experience. So, because we wanted to build the trust of our customers.
Yeah. Now, with food, rent, wages, utilities all rising, especially we've gone through this crisis these past few months, where do you in what other ways do you find room to keep that price point low, the 99 peso ramen? Where else can you find the balance so that you won't go bankrupt if yun lang ang talagang staple?
Actually, one thing is the operational efficiency is very, very important. We make our profit through savings, through diligence of operations, through savings. And of course, we have our landlords, our lessors support naman. Like SM, Ayala, Robinsons, they don't increase rent. That's the major killer of a business if they keep on increasing rent. So, luckily, supportive yung mga lessors, especially SM to us.
Lester, we still have much to discuss. We want to talk about also how you grew the chain to 100 stores. But before that, we'll continue this discussion after the break. Keep following the money. Welcome back to Follow the Money. You're still tuned in our conversation about the 99 peso ramen with Lester Pimentel Ong, Chairman and CEO of the Binondo Food Group. Now, Lester, out of every 99 pesos a customer pays for the authentic ramen that you serve, where does most of the money actually go?
The money goes to the ingredients, the soup. The most expensive part of a ramen bowl is the soup.
The soup, not the noodles.
Not the noodles.
Oh, really?
Second is the noodles. Actually, the soup and then the meat, the protein, and then the noodle. Soup because it's the most important component of a good bowl of ramen. So most of our ingredients are sourced from Japan. So, of course, the weak peso can affect us.
Yes.
But luckily, Japanese yen is weakening also.
So tulong-tulong lang.
Ganun.
No, but when you talk about the ingredients, the authenticity, how do you keep like if somebody puts up a restaurant, right? We say a Japanese restaurant, pero minsan hindi naman Japanese chef. In your ramen in Kyu Kyu, do you use authentic Japanese chefs also who help you build this ramen that you have today?
Yes. Initially, I thought of franchising. Initially. Because that's the most convenient and it's fast. But I cannot achieve my 99 peso ramen bowl dream if I franchise because of, number one, I have to pay franchise fee and I have to renew it every 5 years. And then there's the royalty fee, which is a killer.
Yeah. Sometimes 50-50 rin yan. You don't know if it's going to make or break, if it's just a trend or not.
Yeah. And then royalty fee and franchise fee would make it impossible for me to sell the ramen this low. So I didn't franchise.
Start from scratch.
I hired a team of Japanese experts to help me build this concept from culinary experts, from chefs.
When you told them, I want to build a 99 peso ramen, what did these Japanese experts, the chef, tell you?
They they say, let's do it. They believe in the idea. They believe in the idea.
They believe in the idea.
You know,
Na
because
kaya.
yes, because Japanese are very bullish about the Philippine economy because they can see we have a very young population. They know it because a lot of Japanese suppliers has been coming to the Philippines and try to open and ano sila, very bullish sila sa Philippine market. Una, we have 120 million population. Natatakam sila doon sa ano, and most of it are young.
Yes.
And our spending power is increasing. There's a lot of good news about Philippine economy that really hindi
nakikita. Hindi napapansin.
Hindi napapansin.
The opportunities.
The opportunities. There is actually mas bullish pa nga yung mga foreign suppliers kaysa sa mga local
really?
entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a lot of foreign suppliers in my food business. And then
Lester, you've been doing this business for quite a long time. You've seen the ups and downs. Now, for those first-time restaurant owners, what do they usually get wrong in the beginning, in the business? Like, when you started, what were the stumbling blocks that you had to pass before you were able to really get to where you are today?
Many young startup entrepreneurs really thought that they can hire people to earn their first million for them, which is on a very, very small micro startup. You really have to do things on your own. The learning is invaluable.
You have to wear so many hats.
Yeah, you have to be the chef, you have to be the server, you have to be the finance guy, you have to do accounting, you have to do the purchasing. Because you have to be a master of the craft before you can grow it, scale it,
and have somebody else take over.
Yeah.
Para hindi ka naloloko.
Yes, hindi lang yung hindi ka because when you hire somebody to do it, each and every challenges and problem, they will not solve it for you. Even though they wanted to solve it for you, they don't know how to solve each and every problems that an enterprise would encounter.
Now, the success that you have today, the expansion of Kyu Kyu Ramen from your very first store and now nearing 100 stores. Now, as the business grows, what becomes hardest to control?
Hardest to control is, number one, as you grow, you have to change the system. You have to, kumbaga sa cellphone, systems upgrade.
Upgrade lagi dapat.
Yeah, so the way you run a business ng 5 stores and the way you run a business in 20 stores would be very different. From 50 is different. So you have to constantly upgrade the system of operations. And then another thing is the discipline of compliance. Kasi the workforce is getting more and more. The management team is getting more and more. So the compliance is a challenge.
Okay. But you said it's different from 1 store to 20 stores to 100 stores. How were you able to make it replicable, the system, so that when you have so many stores around, not only Metro Manila, but in other regions, in other provinces, the quality stays the same?
So we engineer it backward. The more that we have, the simpler should be the operations. Actually, when we started, we're not that expert yet in running a ramen shop. It's very complicated. We have a lot of movement, we have a lot of action, we have a lot of procedures that is quite complex, that requires skills. So the more that we do, the simpler that we need to make it. So the complex thing is done in the factory, in the commissary. But in the stores, where the on-ground battle happens, it should be very, very simple to make it replicable, scalable.
Is it also a big help, like you've mentioned, in the 100 stores, 80% is owned by the company and only 20% are franchisees. Now, in other franchisees, of course, it's big money if maraming nagpa-franchise. No? Sometimes mas marami pa yung franchise kaysa own. Did that help in retaining the quality that you want in your ramen, that you own majority of the stores?
Yes, we are very particular about the quality. So we are very, very careful in granting franchisees. Even though a lot of people have their money and wanted it to give it to us. So we have to be very careful because we are here for the long term. We want it to be a long-term growth. We wanted to sustain the quality. and we wanted to sustain the efficiency of operations and its finances.
I think for some, oh yeah, give me your money, franchise here. But sometimes, that could also be a negative
Yes.
in the future. I wish we had more time, Lester, but before I let you go, we have this portion called the rapid fire
Sure.
segment. You just have to answer yes or no. No need to explain your answers. Let's start with this. Will your ramen still cost 99 pesos 5 years from now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is affordability more powerful than branding today? Yes or no?
Affordability with quality.
With quality,
More
okay.
important.
Now, can a restaurant business succeed without franchising? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Well, you've seen that. You have
Yeah.
at least 80% of the stores out of the 100. Now, are most first-time entrepreneurs underestimating the food businesses? Yes or no?
Yes.
And would you still build this business the same way if you started today with all the problems that's happening? Yes or no?
Yes, yes, yes.
And what's the one hard truth about money in the restaurant business that people learn too late? And how should they follow the money? Just a final quick, let's say, advice to those watching right now.
For quick service restaurant like ours, the money is from the savings. It's not from, because you can have as much sales as you want, but if your middle figure, your cost, food cost, cost of goods, or your operational cost is mismanaged, you will still lose money. So the money is in proper savings, proper efficiency of
Yeah.
operations.
Number one, talaga efficiency. You've been saying that you really
Yes.
have to be efficient.
Yes.
It's not just a cost cutting part, but it's having efficiency, especially 100 stores.
Yes.
You have to keep the quality authentic. But on that note, Lester, thank you very much for
Thank you,
joining us
Robert.
this morning, sharing your journey, your insights, and your advice to future entrepreneurs. And we thank you for providing 99 peso ramen for a lot of people to be able to taste what was once thought of as a luxury food item. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and that's all for today. I'm Robert Tan. Thanks for watching. Keep it here on the Bilyonaryo News channel, and always follow the money.